Hello. This week has been intense, in the best and most overwhelming way. A surge of emotions, surprises, inspiration, and motivation all at once. And honestly, it threw me a little off balance. So I went back to the simplest form of reset I know, painting. This time I looked for inspiration in an unusual place, Google Maps. And the place I chose was Strathie Point Lighthouse in Scotland. Do you ever use Google Maps for your art projects? I think it's an incredible resource full of diverse scenes. With just one click, you can travel across the world, from the busy streets of Shanghai to the breathtaking landscapes of Banff National Park in Canada. By the way, the waterfall and the surrounding landscape there are absolutely stunning. There are so many beautiful places that choosing the right one feel like a hardest part. But once you do, that's it. Just take a pencil and start creating. You don't need perfection. Your interpretation doesn't have to be realistic. Treat it as a moment of calm, a way to quiet your thoughts, slow your breathing, and reconnect with yourself. I felt the need to slow down and find some calm. This week has been incredible, and I didn't expect my last video to receive such a strong response. I did think it might get more views than my usual inspired-based content, because controversial topics naturally draw more attention. But I didn't expect such a wave of people. When I posted that video, my channel had just 30 subscribers after over 2 months of work. I am truly grateful for every single comment, every like, and even the dislikes. I really appreciate that many of you took the time to explore my other videos and found them value. Thank you for the discussion and for pointing out my mistakes. It helped me reflect, come up with new ideas, and look deeper into things. I am also very grateful for all your product recommendations, and most of all, for the time you choose to spend here. Nothing inspires me more than sharing passion, success, and even disappointments together. Thank you again. From the bottom of my heart, I hope I can continue to create meaningful content for you. Thank you. Now, I will go back to painting and share what happened while working on this piece. At the beginning, I decided to change a few details for the street view reference. I wanted to simplify the composition and make the lighthouse the main focus. Its raw, solid shape building felt like it needed a softer, more gentle surrounding. Since the building itself is quite light, I tried to paint a more colorful environment around it, which turned out to be more challenging than I expected. The struggle actually started with the sky. I'll be honest, I'm not very good at painting skies. I mostly rely on trial and error rather than any clear plan. But I always keep in mind that most things can be fixed. Mixed media gives a lot of freedom, but watercolor, not so forgiving. When I moved on the ground, I realized the colors weren't really working together. The sky and the land just didn't connect. They felt completely separate. On top of that, the paper was drying way too quickly. I even checked the humidity and turned on a humidifier, but of course a bit too late. Still, I decided to treat it as a challenge because when you see the problem, you're already halfway to find a solution. I kept looking at the shapes and colors, trying to find something that would show me the right way. That feeling of calm and lightness I was hoping for. But it didn't happen. My thoughts kept wandering, and I was just playing with shapes and colors without any real plan. I used Neocolor II to add a few more loose patches of color and shapes. I was trying to find some kind of guide, something that would help everything start to come together. And right now, dear viewer, you're probably shouting in your head, "What are you doing, woman? How many more layers of color are you going to add?" It already looks so overworked. I don't blame you at all because you are absolutely right. It's terrible. As you can see, I was really trying to find something in all of this to guide me. But at that moment, I just couldn't. I know it might feel a bit uncomfortable for you too, because you know exactly what that feels like. The longer I painted, the more I felt like maybe this one can't be saved. Just then, my son walked into the room and asked, "Mom, it's really pretty, but why is the sky purple?" I was surprised at first, but then I realized he had a point. The color choice was exactly the problem that had been quietly sabotaging the whole painting, and somehow I hadn't noticed it myself. So I decided to stop before getting frustrated. I left it for the next day, planning to come back with fresh eyes and clear mind. And honestly, that's when things started to feel exciting again. The next day, rested with fresh eyes, and after my morning coffee, I looked at the disaster I had painted the night before. Nothing was quite right, but I decided to give it a chance anyway. Whatever happens, happens. That's how you experiment and learn. Sometimes we need to step out of our comfort zone to try something new and take lessons from it. You might think I'm whining, but I just want to show you that we all go through the same stages of learning and experience. The perfect word you see on social media doesn't exist. Simple. And I don't want you, dear viewer, to feel like I belong to that perfect word either. My goal is to show you the journey I'm on, not some perfect, non-existent destination. My fresh perspective brought a new plan. The most important thing was to lighten the sky. The previous one was too intense and dark. It also drew attention away from the main element and made the composition feel a bit messy. This composition is simple with a very clear intention. You're probably reading and writing from left to right. And you might not realize that you actually look at paintings the same way. My goal was to guide your eyes first to the empty space on the left, then up towards the lighthouse. Since it has sharp, clear shapes, your eyes naturally move down to rest on softer shapes, and then back to the left again. Please let me know in the comments, did this little trick work? Even this little experiment didn't turn out perfectly. I hope it made you stop and think. And maybe next time you look at the painting, you will notice things you hadn't before, seeing it a bit more like an artist did. That's how it was for me when I was learning perspective and composition, not in painting, but in photography. It's been and still is an important part of my life. Painting and photography have a lot in common. No strong painting or photo exists without good composition. You don't need to be a master technically, but if you understand composition, you are already on the right path. You could be amazing with your brush, but without a good composition, it's hard to hold the viewer's attention. I know I sound like I'm lecturing you, but my painting has its own life. Am I completely happy with it? Not quite. But I'm proud of a few things. I didn't give up. I found the mistakes. I fixed some. And for the ones I couldn't fix yet, I learned from them. In the end, I reached the goal I was aiming for. I feel so much better today than yesterday, and all that's left is to thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for being here, supporting me, and inspire me to keep going. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know. I would love to know if you're enjoying this series about finding inspiration. I'm still figuring out YouTube, so any tips or advice from you would be amazing. I would really love to hear what you think. I wish you smooth brushstrokes, joy, and all the fulfillment you deserve. Thank you for being here, and I will see you soon. Bye!